El Paso Locomotive FC rolls into Papa Murphy's Park to face the Republic, who seek to extend their unbeaten streak to 5. Thank you for joining us on this cool evening in Sacramento. Tonight's contest is brought to you by UC Davis Health. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. Well, Kevin, we've seen an uptick in goals over the past few months. It's been the defense, however, that continues to keep the opponents at bay. What has made this unit so tough to score on?
I'll tell you what, Rob, defense wins championships. And let's talk about the numbers for these guys. 10 points in the last 4 games is not a bad stretch. And the first thing I look at during this run of play is how many goals are being conceded. And the answer is 2, Rob. 2 goals total conceded in the last 4 games. And it's clear to me when Sacramento plays a compact, smart soccer, flat back 4, not letting people in behind them, points are soon to follow. And I think that's the biggest key tonight for Sacramento, is trying to limit the amount of goals they concede against El Paso here at Papa Murphy's Park tonight.
Well, both clubs in the playoff picture tonight. They jockey for a better position in the final 10. Kickoff is just minutes away from Papa Murphy's Park. Welcome back to a rainy evening in Sacramento, as the rain now coming in sheets. An unbelievable turn in the weather here, but they're going to play this one here at Papa Murphy's Park. Let's get to our consolidated communication matchup of the evening. And we're going to be in with Sacramento's Bobby Shuttleworth, goalkeeper on the air. 4-2-1 since coming over to Sacramento, allowing less than a goal a game. He's been spectacular. They're going to probably need him to be good here tonight as well, Kevin.
Yeah, did a really good job of commanding the box, communicating with his teammates, and really being the anchor in that defensive unit. Great job coming over here and adjusting really well.
Well, we got a goalkeeper matchup. Logan Ketterer for El Paso Locomotive, a 4th-round pick for Columbus Crew. 2 seasons in MLS, but now here he is. Having a pretty solid season, just over a goal a match with El Paso, really anchoring a side that does not score a lot of goals. They're going to need him to be one of his best games this evening.
Yeah, like you said, just over a goal a game, average against, but another player for El Paso, if they're going to come out here and try to get some points, he's got to be on his best form.
And our Jiffy Lube Multi-Care starting 11, Sacramento. We have Stefano Bonomo, as Cameron Awas is still not at the 18, coming back from that ankle injury, but pretty much what we've seen over the last few matches in 11 for Sacramento. For El Paso, a familiar face at left back, James Kiffey, making his return to Sacramento. Has more than 100 USL appearances overall, 80 of those here with the Old Glory Red.
Yeah, another guy, former men's national team, 17-year-old, one of the best players coming out of youth system. Omar Salgado, number 9, up on that left side, just a long, lengthy striker, wing player that's dangerous and someone Sacramento's got to keep an eye on.
A rainy, wet evening. It was 74 degrees when we got to the park this afternoon at 5:30. It's now 59 and raining. Unbelievable. The crowd, it was packed in here, and as the rain started coming, some of the fans decided to run for cover. A referee this evening is Rosendo Mendoza. It will be El Paso in white heading to the south end of the field. It will be Sacramento heading into the wind to the north end in Old Glory Red. Again, Bobby Shuttleworth, Logan Ketterer. It could be one mistake that decides this one in the rain. Kevin, these are the type of matches you don't get often, and you don't get them in September in Sacramento with rain. What does Sacramento have to do to come out and pick up 3 points tonight?
Well, I mean, there's a litany of things to worry about. You got wind, you got the rain, you got some lightning, the delay. So I think it's who's going to be the most, the quickest to adjust and deal with the adversity that you're going to be dealing with tonight. You got to go out here and think everyone's playing in the same conditions, everyone's doing the exact same thing. Who can come out here and adjust quickly?
And Sacramento looking to put some pressure already on an El Paso side that likes to possess. When they keep the ball, they try to limit the mistakes, and you'll rarely see them try to do something that will likely get them in trouble. So it's going to be up to Sacramento to force them into mistakes in that back line. And with that, Kevin, let's take a look at your Chevy keys to the match.
Yeah, Chevy's keys to the match. We talked about in this pregame here lead up. It's a clean sheet for Sacramento. They've done a great job over the last 4 games, conceding very few goals, but tonight I think obviously it's super important for them to come out and do their best to keep that clean sheet. Second's going to be the first 10 minutes. You got to come out here, and especially now with the conditions that we're seeing with the rain and the wind, first 10 minutes are going to be really important for Sacramento to come out here and adjust and put their stamp on this game, and then finally press. I think El Paso's the team. If you're pressing them high, you're going to cause them a lot of fits and make them turn over the ball quite a bit. So you got to press the ball when the option's there, and you got to go as hunting packs, as they say, hunting herds. Don't just go solo. Have an organized, strategic press, and I think you're going to lead to some success turning balls over in the final third.
Well, already we've seen the rain subside just a little bit, so that could be good news. But both sides getting about a half-hour delay on this because of the weather, and so the league making that decision. And here with the officials on the ground as well. Sacramento 4 unbeaten, and they're looking to pick up 3 here. And if they do so, that would propel them back into the top 4, which means they could host a home match. And there is a foul quickly. And Rosendo Mendoza blowing his whistle as Sebastian Velasquez, one of the newest signings for El Paso, is whistled for a foul.
Take a look, great little turn there by Kevin Allen using his skill. Just kind of lazy tackle from Sebastian Velasquez.
Two minutes in, Sacramento with a free kick already. Kevin Alimon, 3 assists on the season. Lob this one back post. Here's a chance and nearly an own goal as El Paso defends it away. It'll be the game's first corner kick for Sacramento. It's brought to you by Smile Generation. It will be Villian Bijev on the far side.
A great ball in by Kevin Alimon, causing trouble, kind of an awkward clearance. But a great ball. It comes, you put the ball in a dangerous position like this, and it becomes difficult for defenders to deal with. Good ball by Kevin Alimon.
He's looked sharp in the last 2 months, and part of the reason for Sacramento's success and being much more dynamic in the attack. He has looked good. Here's a hard-driven ball. It's Bonomo tried to go low with it and looking for some help, and it will be another corner kick for Sacramento. A good start here. You wanted a solid 10, Kevin. Looks like you're getting it.
Yeah, so far so good. Bonomo looks like he might have picked up a little bit of a knock, but he had a good opportunity right there. Just try to redirect the ball from Bijev. Just misses his kick. He lands on his shoulder awkwardly.
Rain starting to pick up once again. And Sacramento going into the wind to start this match.
And it's been almost even kind of nursing that shoulder a little bit.
Ball Ball sent out wide, punched away by Ketterer, back into the mix for Sacramento, and a little bit of trouble for El Paso. Sacramento trying to get something, a good step by BJ, but a flag goes up. And the foul committed, and it will be El Paso.
Once again, great ball in the box, causes problems for Ketterer and as well as his center back. Kind of miscommunication on that near post. And a bit of a panic for El Paso trying to clear the ball.
Logan Ketterer played 2 seasons in Columbus behind Zach Steffen, who of course is the U.S. men's national team goalkeeper. And out of Madison, Wisconsin, still a young player. And he's been pretty good for El Paso this season, who has dropped below the playoff line, but with a couple games in hand and a point or 2 here tonight, or 3 tonight, and they would end right back up in the final 10. So they're still in the hunt. This is a much important game for El Paso. Quick ball movement from Sacramento, much sharper than we saw them against OKC, but a turnover there. And Kaisevetter looking to make something happen, sends it back, and too easy for Sacramento. Another mistake, step again, Sebastian Velasquez, the former MLF stand-up for Real Salt Lake. This ball goes through, and a mistake by Alexi Bossetti.
I think he's got the outside back, James Kiffey, coming up behind him, which James Kiffey typically is in that high position.
And a hard challenge and a foul on the touchline.
Goes over and concedes. Oh, you're talking to here.
James Kiffey serving the first assist, which led to a goal in the win for El Paso over Colorado Springs Switchbacks, 2-0. And it was Brian Rebellon who ended up getting the goal. Not only that, a nod for the USL Team of the Week. And you have Kaisevetter with 11 goals on the season, leads the El Paso side in goals scored. They're not a team that's going to put up a lot, and they've become a little bit more dynamic, trying to play out on the wings. And so Kiffey and Rebellon will be key should they try to get one against Republic here. As this ball sails out, it'll be another throw. And the rain continues to come down hard here at Papa Murphy's Park. And tonight's UC Davis Health Injury Report. Follow UC Davis Health, the latest news, events, and more. Follow them on Twitter and Instagram at UC Davis Health. And a string of players for El Paso's side is a turnover. Now it's Bijab moving forward. He may give it a crack. Being cut off by Kiffey and has to peel away.
That's a good look there. I'd like to see Bijab pull the trigger. You got this slick surface out here. Hit something low, make it skip in front of the goalkeeper. Salgado, great little turnover here, pressing down the left flank.
McCrary giving chase into the 18, dumps it forward, just behind, and it sails away as Kaisevetter was not able to get a good foot on it. And Shuttleworth may have seen that one sneaked out, and it was Barona and Matt Mahoney who may have gotten there just the final moments.
Yeah, a bit kind of panic moment here from Barahona. Great job by Salgado. And Barahona, just a silly touch, but a great little kick save by Shuttleworth right there. You can see looking over at Barahona, like, what do you like? What's going on, man? It's a great little assist there potentially, but a good save by Bobby Shuttleworth, an important point in this game.
And the way that El Paso plays, that could have been a big game goal for this match, in which the weather has been a factor as well. Ball sent back out is Intoko. Tried to play it back for a teammate. And you have rain like this, Kevin. How does this impact play? Is it just something you get a little bit annoyed with and you're cold?
Yeah, you get annoyed with it, you're cold, and you move on, you know, wear the right gear that you need, whether it's, you know, long sleeve, some gloves.
But I think hard part is you came into today and you didn't think you were going to be wearing this at all. It's going to be a beautiful fall evening.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I think, like I said, it's a kind of a wrench thrown in the system here. But everyone's playing in the same conditions. You got to go out there and you got to figure it out and not make it an issue.
Well, both teams with 2 good looks, neither able to capitalize. Sacramento's on the season, 44 points, 13, 11, and 5, and currently in 5th place. 39 points on the year, and in 12th is El Paso Locomotive. Ball chipped to Bonomo's trying to play it back. Aleman, good step into the midfield. Barona now working around. White jerseys and Chiro in Toko. Good defending. It'll be a throw. for Sacramento here. Quickly in, moving it to Aliman, takes the volley off his chest and playing it forward is Brian Rebellon, the 27-year-old from Colombia. And Toko needs to send it back to the goalkeeper, who's going to clear it away, playing with the wind. Sacramento's found some holes, Kevin. Can they capitalize now? Here's Villarreal. Back, Skundrich has got some room. He's going to play it, and here's a misstep. Here's Bijev with a strike on it, sends it into the stands. A good look from about 16 yards away, and Bijev sails it over the bar.
Yeah, James Kiffey coming in too aggressively right there. It's a good opportunity for Bijev. Teed up on his favorite right foot. Need to find target there.
Good smart play by Skundrich as well. And the rain starting to come down, and this may be hail. Crowd loves it. I don't know.
That's hail, Rob.
And it was hail about 20 miles from here, and it looked like on the ground was snow from pictures from Davis. Ball play forward, and a foul is drawn, and that is going to be a delay as Rosendo Mendoza is going to send both sides into the locker room because of the hail that is now coming down here at Papa Murphy's Park. Kevin, I've never seen something like this. We've had torrential rain in March. We had a little bit of rain at the Miracle at Bonnie. In the second half, that was a sprinkle at best. Nothing like this.
What's the delay for, though? This is kind of odd.
Maybe it's the pea-sized hail that's coming down.
Let the kids play.
Let them play. Well, tell you what, it is a wet evening, and it's too bad because there was a fairly strong crowd here.
And
I mean,
slowed down.
Yeah, now it's completely coming to a stop. I mean, you had probably 10,000 in the stands here ready to get this one going. There was an initial delay of 30 minutes, and game was getting going. Things are starting to look okay. Rain picked up. Now the hail has come, the wind continuing to gust, and here we find ourselves in yet another delay, Kevin.
Yeah, another delay. This is where it becomes, interesting for the players. You got to go in. You got to go figure out how you stay warm. It's chilly, it's cold, so quick for your muscles to cramp up, and so you got to stay active in that locker room.
And the problem is, I guess, when you look at this too, is that if they do have to somewhat at point call this match, then you would have to rethink about when does this played and how does that impact the rest of the year. So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and we'll keep you updated as soon as we have an answer when we can get this game back going one more time. So don't go away. No score here from Papa Murphy's Park as the hail has started to come down. Rosendo Mendoza, the referee tonight, has put this game in a delay. And so we will be right back. We'll have more information as we have it here on ESPN+.
Okay, take it on 3.
And welcome back to Papa Murphy's Park alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister, and after a lengthy weather delay as hail started to come onto the field, we're delayed about 30+ minutes. And looks like we're going to try to get this thing going, and some of the fans brave enough to stick around. And now it is no longer rain, but some heavy winds heading to the south end of the field in the direction that El Paso is going. El Paso, Sacramento, no score early in this one as 10 minutes had gone by, but a couple of good buildups by Sacramento. One chance by El Paso that nearly snuck far post, but Bobby Shuttleworth able to get a toe on it and parry it away. And so we remain scoreless between these two sides fighting for playoff positioning. El Paso just outside the playoff line. Sacramento currently in 5th place. And Kevin, with a rain delay like this and any type of weather delay, what's the most difficult part as a player when you try to come back on the field after your typical warm-up and the routine that you're used to? How do you get right back in and try to get into gameplay?
The toughest thing is you're going back, and it's kind of a colder night too. So you get your body all warmed up, you get your mentally ready to go, and then you got to go and sit for another 30 minutes and try to figure out a way to stay loose and limber. That was always the biggest challenge for me. And then coming out, you got to deal with a new pitch, basically. There's going to be places out here, on a rain delay. There's going to be heavy rain that is associated with that. So there's going to be some wet spots and some heavy spots on the field that you don't know about yet. So kind of go out there and figure it out. Try to get your body into the game as quick as you can. Get your mind into the game as quick as you can. And keep fighting.
Jordan McCrary on the right side, whipping this ball in. There's Bonomo, and it's broken up. And good defending by El Paso, as Chiro and Toko has had a couple of decent stops already for El Paso in this one, but the 3rd corner kick of the night for Sacramento. Ball whipped in, up for Mahoney. And now Bonomo looking to bring it back down, and Sacramento will control. McCrary, good caught. Broken up. Here's a chance, big wide open play. Skundrich whipping it in hard, here's a chance. And it's sent away again, and now a follow-up. And it back into the mix, a turn by Bonomo, and it's over the bar. And Sacramento is pressuring, and they're starting to threaten Logan Crederer, but Chiro and Toko again, Kevin, has come up big.
2 big plays right there from Intoko. Does a great job getting up right here to win the first ball in the air. Comes back out, decent strike, and a good tackle from Intoko.
What a breakup. That might be the game's first goal at Chiro and Toko. Not played that perfectly. And talking with James Kiffey before the game, and he said it's the most talented center back he's played with. He's physical, he's good with his feet, and mentally one of the best. It's going to be a troublesome sight for Sacramento all evening. It continues like this. Cutting in, Barona. Jaime Villarreal. Pop over the top. One more time, a chance for Sacramento, and it's in the net. Out of the rain delay, Matt Mahoney and Thomas Voltson connecting for that one, and it's 6 on the year for Voltson.
Yeah, that's a great ball across Jaime Villarreal. Bonomo does a wonderful job on that back post, kind of just drifting out. Is able to attack the ball, nods it across the face, a bit of deflection, and Voltson, a striker's goal, right on the doorstep, able to put it behind the line in the back of the net. But a great build-up by a play by Sacramento in terms of collecting that second ball. Good service in the box, and take a look at Bonomo. Great job just nodding it down. Mahoney, great job, by the way, as well.
Good run by Thomasini Voltson.
Voltson just being sneaky on that back post. Gets the goal, Voltson. But good job by Sacramento to keep that play alive. Win that second ball. Retain possession, move it to a different side. Good service in the box and good runs.
El Paso building on their own, cutting it in. Played the square ball, cuts it back in, Sebastian Velasquez. To the right side it goes here, Rebayon, good ball. Here's a chance and punched away by Bobby Shuttleworth.
That's right through. Omar Salgado, Bobby does. Great play there by Bobby Shuttleworth coming through. Got to go through some traffic, go through some bodies, and he does that. Another thing to think about too is like once the field gets so wet and soggy like that, like it is right now, Rob, all of a sudden your socks just absorb that. Your feet become super heavy. It's another thing, you know, every player's got to deal with.
So not fun is what you're saying.
No, I love the battalion booth sections, by the way.
They had enough after now, there was about 10,000 strong here earlier, and they were sticking it out, waited for the weather delay originally. And then when it started downpour in sheets, a couple of people said, you know what, I'm gonna head on home. But they are playing this one here. And so the Tower Bridge Battalion moves to the center of the park. And I gotta admit, I kind of like it. Free kick here for El Paso Locomotive. 39 points on the year. They're staring already at a 1-goal deficit. Is Matt Mahoney finding Thomas Voltson, who has now 6 goals since joining the club less than 2 months ago.
Yeah, not to be forgotten, this is a big game for El Paso. It's a good ball in the box. You know, they're right on that playoff line, Rob, and come out here into Sacramento. Tough challenge for them to try to get some points, but desperate times for El Paso.
Still building, played forward. Here's a strong strike into the 18, and it's out of play.
Omar Salgado, and he might have been Andrew Fox, I believe, coming in. But a good chance, I think, Andrew Fox to come through, and just miscommunication between Salgado as he's trying to strike the ball. Take a look right here. Decent strike, block, but he's coming in right here and collides with Omar Salgado, a striker. The win into their face here, so it's going to be something to think about for Sacramento on how to clear balls. Once again, these win situations, second balls, in my opinion, become so important off goal kicks and clearances. Can become a pretty long evening if you're unable to control that and win that battle.
And Sacramento looking much sharper than their performance on the road in OKC, and really not bad in OKC. A lot of chances, 21 shots actually. Here's a shot opportunity for Voltson. Has to cut it back, finding Trudeau, trying to sneak it in the back post. And it's sent away by James Kiffey. Voltson so dangerous. And nearly finding a seam there and made it 2-0.
I love Voltson right there, calm and collected. He's not panicking. See him take a touch. He's able to get his head up, take a little bit of a breath almost. Look, good first touch by him. He's able to get his head up, takes his time, tries to pick something across the face of the goal. Probably has some, but a good effort there by the goalkeeper, Ketterer. His hand on it.
Barona and Aliman have started to pair well. Aliman turning upfield. He's got pressure to his inside. Finding Barona is going to whip this ball on, partially deflected. And continue to battle here between these two. Is Sebastian Velasquez and Aliman trying to get a good battle going. Here's a step by Mahoney. Has an assist on the night already. Barona looking for some help.
Got to be quicker. His last 2 services, he's just a half a second slow. Barahona is, in my opinion, makes that decision to serve the ball in quicker. The ball's going to get there. Defender's not going to be able to have the ability to put the body in the way to block the cross.
How about this, though? Already a lot of space for Sacramento here, Kevin. How do they take advantage?
Well, you got to move the ball quickly with a lot of space. I mean, you're still 5 minutes back from this delay, so there's still a lot of things that are going to shake themselves out. I think El Paso might find themselves a little bit, but you know, if you got space, you got to use it. You got to move the ball quickly.
Throw here on this right side for Rebellon. Played for LA Galaxy 2 in 2016. Went on with Jacksonville, where the head man for El Paso led for quite a bit. Into the middle.
It's well done by Villarreal to break that up.
Bijab trying to play it forward for Bonomo. And Toko. Well, registration open for Republic FC Young Olympians program. Experience a fun and professional environment. Sign up today, sacrepublicfc.com. You wanted pressure from Sacramento, even out of this delay. We're starting to see it. And I think it's been a good game plan for Simon Elliott. 20 minutes gone by. Sacramento with a 1-goal lead. After now is what had been more than an hour in delay due to weather. Pushing him into the corner. Villarreal. Skundrich.
Great ball.
Good run, Salgado. 26-year-old El Paso native, and colliding with Mahoney. And Omar wanted something, would not get it. Salgado, one of those big-time prospects. You mentioned earlier in the pregame show, but the 24th overall pick in 2011. But he was a #1 overall pick. Is that he was a big-time prospect, age of 15, and playing in Mexico as just a young teenager, and didn't really pan out to be what I think many thought he would become. But he's still strapping him up in his mid-20s here. Paso has struggled a bit on the road as of late. After they opened the season 3-0-4, they've only picked up 1 win on the road in the last 8 tries. Mistake here, Bonomo trying to find a teammate. Yuma.
Keep going. Bonomo's energy every night, man.
Bonomo and Toko might be a good one to watch as well. Ball played up. You see the field slushing around. And Salgado taking out the ad boards. And Mahoney will help him up.
Good battle.
We've seen a lot of those already tonight. Salgado still asking for an explanation. Doesn't seem like much there. Mitchell Taylor not in the 18. And Hayden Sargis in his place along Deco Kanan in that 18. Should they need to go to the back. Alimon moving forward. Velasquez can't keep up with a little bit of holding and won't get the call. Watching the pressure, Eni Voltson and Bonomo really switching. Whoever has the ball in that back. We know the pairing of Iwasa and Eni Voltson. But with Iwasa now, 3rd straight game not in the starting lineup. It's been Bonomo and Eni Voltson up top. Valrona trying to switch the field. Tough play. Scudder tried to get it back. And just too easy for James Kiffey and El Paso.
Scudder's got to try to bring that down, control it. Like the idea to try to move the ball forward quickly.
Yuma slips and falls. Alimon putting it back in. Here's a chance back to Bonomo. And it's broken up by Nick Ross.
Great little layoff from Eni Voltson, still alive.
Still a chance, cleaning it up. Here's Skundrich, he lays it off to Alimon. Alimon to his right foot. As Intoko again able to push Sacramento just a bit out of their comfort zone and not get a clean look on it.
Good work by Sacramento. I like that from Eni Voltson, running across the face, a little nod down, trying to find Bonomo initially. Bonomo maybe needs to have a little bit more.
Skundrich, Eni Voltson's gonna give it a ride. A couple of hops and just wide.
Good strike again, quick step, 1-touch strike. But they're being not predictable going forward for Sacramento here in the first 20-25 minutes. You know, typically we see the ball get out wide, whipped in, but we got kind of runs from, balls played in from likes of Jaime Villarreal and do little diagonal runs to Eni Voltson. But anyways, good job by Sacramento. Dynamic, not predictable going forward. Still another thing too, Rod, to talk about with this weather. It's you know, in my opinion, even should reinforce that you should step and press more, because that ball, when it's played across, could find a little wet spot and get hung up. And all of a sudden, if you're making that run, that step, you're not going to pick it off in that dangerous area, go forward.
Eni Voltson cut down and no call coming from Rosendo Mendoza. As a unit, Sacramento looking solid. You've seen Alimon, Villarreal, even Bajarona, Eni Voltson, Bijev. It's been quite a collection. Seem to be on the same page so far. Can they keep it? Still a lot of time yet left to be played here in Sacramento. play forward. There's one of those wet spots you're talking about. Kiesewetter playing it forward. They played advantage as Salgado.
That exact play just happened, 30, 35 seconds ago with Eni Voltson. You see all these guys on the bench right now. Aliman doing the same thing. Point, what about over there? Well, what's the difference?
Colorado Springs coming off a 2-0 win over, El Paso coming off a 2-0 win over Colorado Springs. Sacramento off of a scoreless draw at OKC. Well, those are 12th clean sheet of the season. Ball whipped in, hungs up a little bit, and allows Sacramento to get a good head on it. And as the record-setting 12th is the third time in a USL season Sacramento has had 12 clean sheets, so they could break the record with 4 more matches after this one. Ball whipped in again. And out of play, a goal kick coming up. It's 4th best in USL in terms of clean sheets when you think about 3 different goalkeepers, obviously starting with Josh Cohen. And then Rafa Diaz. And now Bobby Shuttleworth. Is that also more of a credit to that back line and how consistent they've been throughout this year?
The shutouts, the goals against average, I think ultimately comes down to, your goalkeeper needs to make saves. But I think it comes down to that back 5. That's your holding midfielder included. If you guys are, if they're organized and compact and you're giving team half chances rather than full chances, and you're doing 1 game as opposed to 3, your numbers are going to be significantly different. I think honestly, it comes down to how tightly and compact you can defend for 90 minutes. Those where those statistics come from. Yeah, the goalies get the accolades on that, which is fine. They deserve them. They do make saves. They do come up big. We've seen Josh Cohen do that many times. We've seen Shuttleworth tonight do it. So, but yeah, I think it's a credit to the group.
Almost like ERA in baseball in a sense for pitchers. It's hard to tell exactly
what that stat. Yeah, I don't even think there's a real stat that's there, at least that I've seen, to really measure your goalkeeper.
Ball switch to Rebayon. Brings it down, cuts it back into Salgado. Salgado looking for help. Bijev on the other side of the pitch. Sacramento pushing El Paso back, their possession-based team. This ball sent back for Salgado, gets it to his left foot, now to his right, cutting over the face of goal. And it's sent away.
Barajona's got to be careful. You're going to go up and commit yourself to the ball in the air. You better make sure you get your head on it.
Good step, and a big collision, and a foul is called, and we may see the game's first booking as a good run by Stefano Bonomo as he tried to break free. And a yellow card is handed out to Andrew Fox, who knew he was in trouble when Bonomo got a step.
That's that step, that pressure I'm talking about. Just a grab after a mistake by Fox. Ball in a decent little area here. We see Kevin Aliman on top of it. Yeah, the in-swinger. Try to just bounce it on the penalty spot.
There's Kevin Aliman driving this ball back post, looking for Bonomo, and it's Intoko again, who breaks it up for El Paso. This ball slipped in.
It's a good ball. It's a little heavy.
He's trying to give his big bodies a chance. Hansopoulos, Bonomo, Skundrich, all in the area. Aliman moved to Canada at the age of 10, and then moved back to Costa Rica, where he was born, for 4 seasons before coming to Sacramento. Santinelli in his 2nd season, 44-year-old coach. Solid MLS player, feels like he's finally got his team peaking at the right time. It's been an inconsistent year, and there's a big sellout from Barrona and allows Salgado to move toward goal. Angling right, Mahoney's got a 1v1 and able to break it up, and Mahoney able to win it.
Yeah, great job by Mahoney. Good patient defending. Him and Omar have had quite the battle.
There's a push from behind by Ntoko, and good foul. Drawn from Stefano Bonomo, who again, look where he is on the field.
I know, he's all over the pitch, but I'm gonna go back to Mahoney. I mean, he's got a tough battle with the big, 6'2" Omar Salgado running at him like a thoroughbred. He's did a great job the first 30 minutes of handling each one of those battles that have been put in front of him. That's what you talk about as a center back or shooter, even a player, anywhere in the pitch. Those individual battles, are you winning them? How are you doing in those situations? I think Mahoney's done a great job defensively. That's a quality player, Omar Salgado.
Barrona plays it up again and gets Velasquez. Velasquez signed in early July out of South Korea after not being picked back up. He played with the Real Monarchs as he was in the RSL. MLS side, then sent down, then brought back after a trip away. Here's a player that has been quite dynamic and burst onto the scene with Real Salt Lake as a youngster and overcame some off-the-field issues. And now he finds himself playing for El Paso Locomotive, trying to will them into the playoff picture. A little bit of a pressure, rare from this side, but you're down a goal. This is a big match for the Locomotive. Ponsapolos trying to break a line. Turning, Aliman looks quick off his feet. Ball played up over the top. Bijet brings it down. Good turn, ball cut to the middle, and it's Ntoko. Finds himself in a strong position to make a play.
Great first touch by Bijev off his chest, and a good ball by Kevin Aliman, spraying him out wide. Takes it off his chest, and he goes somewhere with it. Rather than brings it down, he kind of takes it with him in stride. And Ntoko's just been a beast back there.
I mean, potential good looks on goal as he's saved already this evening.
Strength, Salgado, great job.
Velasquez cutting through, back heel, fighting Yuma. Yuma will switch the field and look for Kiffy. Kiffy, arguably the best left back in Republic history, as part of that USL Championship team in 2014.
It's a great first touch by Bonomo. Like to see those two guys combined. So Indy Volton's kind of brought to this team so far. It's not whether it's been Owasa, you're seeing some combination between him and Bonomo. Right there again.
Quick touch, Bonomo tried to turn.
First touch, Bonomo.
I don't think he felt the pressure of Andrew Fox behind him.
But what's been interesting with Indy Volton is he's been able to link up and combine with those players nicely. Kind of, not that he was a missing puzzle piece or Sacramento had a missing puzzle piece, but he's come in and filled that gap. And it's been, I think, very, very efficient. With the
oh, here's a mistake. Kieswetter. Kieswetter is going to try to find the post, and it nicks the bar. Nicks the far post, and somehow Sacramento has escaped unscathed from a big mistake from the left side.
Yeah, big mistake right there. Bad turnover in a bad spot in the pitch. Comes from Mahoney, unlucky. Kieswetter is even taking a little step maybe to the right to celebrate. Just kisses off the outside of the bar.
So twice tonight we've now seen an opportunity just sail away, furthest bar from us. And it remains 1-0 Sacramento. But you're right, there was a spot that got hung up a little bit. Is this part of the field? It's held the water a bit more than here. And this will be a corner kick for Sacramento. Kieswetter with 11 goals on the year and easily could have 2 tonight. Just a bit of bad luck. Aliman, in-swinger, looking for Mahoney. Skundrich puts it right back into the 18. Mahoney had it during the turn, and he just couldn't find target.
Some good action going forward. Some good movement from Sacramento, especially on these set pieces. You know, whether they're recycling the runs, picking up the second balls, but still there's good runs in the box. It's quick, it's sharp. Doesn't seem like they're going through the motions tonight, Sacramento, in my opinion. Everything kind of seems to be done with conviction.
And it's a feel of more confidence too. You can feel that they believe they are a top 4 team in the Western Conference tonight, and we haven't always seen that this season.
Yeah, it's Jekyll and Hyde this season, though, Rob.
But if you look at the last 2 weeks, this team has looked solid. They look like a top 4 team. Leon brings it down. Game winner a week ago.
It's lazy. He's done that a few times tonight, Bijev. He's got to work his feet.
Again, if you're tuning into this game and wondering why it's only the 35th minute, about an hour delay due to weather. Started half hour late and then stopped after about 10 minutes of play, where neither team was able to score. Came back on the field, and about 2 minutes in, Republic were able to score the game's first goal. Mahoney, we talked about how well he's done as a center back, but this is a guy who's played a lot of defensive midfielder in his career, and really as a youth player. To be able to step in the center back position is a huge credit to him against some of these big strikers in USL. Eni Voltson looking to combine with Villarreal. Barona will send it backward. Jaime, a little dump off to Skundrich.
Bad spot to get the ball away. And
Velasquez looking forward, on his toes, trying to cut in. And he does. He'll switch the field, and Skundrich is there. Back to Nick Ross, the Scottish former First Division standout, who's found himself in the USL after several seasons in Scotland. Rebellon. Trying to cut it through. This ball is going to be played forward. Bijev's on the run. Can Bijev follow it? Gets it in stride. Has a couple of runners. Keeps it once and maybe kept it too long, and then picks up the foul. Got to send it in early to give Sacramento a chance on goal.
it's not the same Bijev as last year, man. I hate to say this right now, but you know that's where the one guy that you want on Sac's team going at a defender 1v1. That's your guy. You're picking Bijev to be the guy,
especially on that side.
He just doesn't seem to be the guy right now. You know, just that final touch, that final pass, that final move, just leaving a lot to be desired there from Bijev.
He gets ahead on this one, moves it forward, back for Bonomo. Bonomo being held, able to break through, finding Eni Voltson his left foot, a swing and a stop by Andrew Fox.
Fox, great job. It's so easy to reach for that as a defender, but he just stands his ground. And Eni Voltson, first touch. And then tries to put it between his legs. And a great first touch, and good job by Bonomo. Good little spin off of Intoko.
Bonomo looks the confident striker we saw in the first couple of weeks of the season right now, too.
Doing a great job out there. I think, honestly, him and Eni Voltson seem to be connected really, really nicely. On the same page. See that turn right there and a good first time pass. Watch this first touch. Great touch. Bird, I mean, Fox, I don't even think Fox knew too much about that, to be honest. Eni Voltson, quick touch and shot there.
Space for Eni Voltson, back heel, and coming in hard. Bijev has to try and save the possession.
This is where it gets tricky. On the wet pitch like this, you're going to come in and your legs are ultimately going to go a little higher than you want, even after the contact happens, and it's going to look bad. So the referee's going to see the bottom of your boot probably. Take a look here. I don't think there's anything that crazy here. And the ball kind of squirts out of there.
Rebellon took that one to the knee.
Definitely, I mean, definitely a full challenge there, but I don't think a caution's needed. Obviously, there wasn't one given, so I'm in agreement.
We'll follow the Sac Republic and the rest of the USL Championship all season long. ESPN Plus on USL, MLS, UFC, and more. ESPN Plus, sign up today. MLS continues to continue on toward the playoff push as USL season winding down. Rosendo Mendoza giving Villian Bijev a bit of a warning after that strong challenge on Brian Rebellon. Played it back to Fox. Ball sent forward, looking for Salgado. You see that El Paso plays a little bit more of a 4-1-1, and you'll see so far tonight, Kitzeviner and Salgado interchanging. And how can that be a bit of a problem for Mahoney and Hanspoulos? Is that just ensuring that they're communicating all night?
Yeah, you're communicating, and the key to that is communicating with Villarreal. If they're playing, like a vertical sort of 1-in-1, you got to make sure that Jaime's picking up the bottom one, and you got to make sure when they do switch, you immediately notice it and you immediately communicate it to Villarreal and or Hanspoulos. Just between the triangle, you guys, the three of those guys need to make sure. Don't assume someone understands and sees where somebody's dropped off and switched. Just communicate.
Tower Bridge Battalion hanging out midpoint line. Barona. Bit of danger. Not much room for Sacramento to operate here on the touchline. And Barona's going to take it backward. And a little touch, and now a little shove from Kitzeviner. And they'll play on. Skundrich switching the field to the right side. Aliman loves to cut in with his left foot and does just that. Now he's going to give it a ride. Good screaming ball, but it could not find target. But how do you like that, Kevin Goldthwait?
Yeah, the inverted winger situation. Aliman's going to favor that favorite left foot. Does so. Don't really mind the strike. But taking something really special to beat the goalkeeper, Ketterer, there.
Yuma. Jerome Kitzeviner, 26-year-old from Germany. He most recently played in the second division, but a lot of time with the U.S. U18, U20, U23s, and even getting some looks at the senior squad in some camps. Very talented player. Probably would have more goals on a team that was a little bit more attack-minded in their formation. This is a team that does value possession. So they're not going to give up a lot of goals. They're not going to score a lot. And on the year, just 33. That's the lowest in the top 12. Barona's got a little bit of room, waiting for a teammate. He finds BJ to his left. BJ trying to squeeze it over in Toko. Little turn and just beyond the feet of Bijev and battling with Rebellon. Looking for some help. Sacramento throw. Hanspoulos, McCrary. Salgado giving chase, going to put the pressure on Hanspoulos, a little bit of a shove, still battling 1v1. Now Hanspoulos has himself a bit of trouble And the battle continues all the way down the field. And Salgado took a shot on goal. And Bobby Shuttleworth is beside himself that Salgado was able even to get a step there.
It's got to be a foul, in my opinion, from Salgado.
Complete push in the back.
From right here, right there. I mean, it's an absolute, without a doubt, clear-cut foul. But a good job, Hansapola staying with it, still battling.
Well, 2 minutes of stoppage time. It's brought to you by Rayleigh Something Extra. Earn points every time you shop. Sign up today at rayleighs.com. 1-0 Sacramento. Eni Voltson from Matt Mahoney. Just after the weather delay brought the teams back on the field, Sacramento a couple of good looks and was able to connect. And that is where we stand here. We're about to head to the break at Papa Murphy's Park. About 10,000 plus here. And then sheets of rain started to fall and then hail. And now we have not a drop in sight. One timely turnovers for Sacramento here in the last couple of minutes, Kevin. Looked quite sharp in this first part of this first half. Villarreal, Varona. Looking for some help. They'll try to put it into the corner. Rebayon, good defending. Velasquez gets past Villarreal. Sacramento still got a couple of minutes to play. Piece of Vetter. Delgado going to wind up. One final probably good look here for El Paso before the whistle comes. Mahoney tracking well. Jiffy along the touch line. Rossetti is throwing into space and a misread there, and I think that might be the whistle coming any moment. Everyone looking at their watch. Simon Elliott looking at his watch. And Sacramento's going to take time, and everyone's starting to walk off the field. And there is the whistle. So we'll go to the break after an hour delay due to weather, but Sacramento able to get one goal already. Thomas Eni Voltson, number 6 on the year. What a start he has had to his Republic career. And it's come at the most opportune time as Republic look to make the run to the postseason. We'll be right back. Highlights and much more coming up after the break. Welcome back to a cold, winter-like feel at Papa Murphy's Park. Torrential rain sending many home, but many others braving now what is just a bit cold here at the break. Well, he is not been a surprise per se, but really the talent has started to shine through for Kevin Aleman on the field. Off of it, he even received a bit of surprise from his family. Villarreal making a run. He's got room. Villarreal, he puts it in the net. And Sacramento takes the lead.
I'll tell you what, that way to pass Kevin Aleman is absolutely world class.
¿Quién te llama el niño de oro?
Pues tú.
¿Alguien más?
No sé, pues mi abuela.
¿Tu abuela?
Sí, mi abuela me llama el niño de oro, sí.
¿Necesito enseñarte algo?
Sí. Ay, ay, ay.
El día en que naciste, mi amor, nació la luz de mi vida. Siempre dije que eras un niño muy brillante, por eso siempre le digo mi niño de oro y espero que siga siendo así hasta el último día de mi vida. No termino de contar los días para que nos encontremos, muero de las ganas de verte y esperemos que rápido pueda ser. Te amo mucho.
Para mí, la familia es todo y ahora en estos momentos pues entré al camerino, aunque no lo crea, y pensé en ellos y lloré un poquito, y pues ahora no solo por eso, sino por la felicidad de la que tengo ahorita, de estar jugando, y por las gracias, las bendiciones de Dios y por todo, y ellos pues son una gran parte de mi familia y sinceramente le agradezco el video.
Edie Volton looking for some space. Aleman tipped it to Iwasa, and it's 4-0. Sacramento, the flag stayed down, and the Republic are rolling here at home.
Kiesewetter in for the goal.
Let's go with the left foot, Jamal Johnson.
What a goal!
Perfectly placed.
And to splice this New York defense with a curling effort. That's incredible! What a goal by Knight! Johnson, though, going to hurry things up. Tenorio giving a blast. Goal!
Clever will take a shot. He fires it home for a classic.
Cicerone to the back post. Sliding it in. What a start for St. Louis. Tyler Blackwood.
Wharton and Espria in it as well. Williamson strikes and puts it in, a fourth for T2 on a beautiful strike.
Asante saved by Cochran.
And a save by Morton.
Through and a diving stop.
Punched away by Laurel. Follow. Tip save Laurel. And this. It's a hammer. Oh, that's an important intervention by Logan Ketterer.
Knocked on, Klaus fires, and back of the net. Paul Klaus. Find one here, ball swept in. Headed on, up and in, and just like that, Toronto answers.
Ball played forward up the side. Moon trying to drop it back. Tries the left-footed shot and finds the back of the net. Nick Moon in stoppage time in the first half, breaking the deadlock. Rayo now for Rodriguez, going for that top corner. What a save by Silvestre. The midfield for Richmond. Calls for Wheeler Amanu, and a shot saved by Fitzgerald. Still around the box for Chattanooga. The shot by Caparelli's pushed aside by Herrera. Austin Amer.
Halftime at Papa Murphy's Park, and what started as a beautiful afternoon and evening, many fans not prepared for what came shortly after, and instead of typical soft drinks and maybe some alcoholic beverages, it's hot chocolate and coffee now here at halftime. Well, Comcast Infinity bringing us these USL news and notes. And Alan Koch named head coach of Colorado Springs Switchbacks, of course, formerly of FC Cincinnati. And the West still hot as ever. 10 points separating the 4th and 14th teams in the West. Sacramento, of course, in the top 5 right now. And 5 still up for grab in the East as well. So it's going to be a fun stretch run here in the USL Championship as we head to these final several weeks of the USL Championship season, of course, and ending on October 19th against the Real Monarchs, which could decide whether or not it's the Real Monarchs or Sacramento hosting a playoff game the following weekend, should things go as they are. Now, Wednesday night, El Paso going to host Fresno, and of course, Sacramento hosting their rival LA Galaxy 2 right here at Papa Murphy's Park. Take a look at the scoreboard as everything's in the books now, and talking about that Galaxy 2 team, they just beat the Energy 5-1. That is a side that is young, but is hungry, knows how to play. Real Monarchs winning, and that's a big victory for them. Orange County, however, slipping. That's going to hurt them. Fresno with a surprise on the year, but they did fall to San Antonio 2-1. How about this? Phoenix Rising, not able to pick up a win, so 2 straight without a win for the Rising. Are they falling at the wrong time of the year? Stay tuned there as a top team in the USL Championship. A little bit of bump in the road after winning 20 straight games. So our standings brought to you by Life Storage, Western Conference, as we take a glance of where everyone is and if this is where things would stand. If the results stand as they are, that means Sacramento gained 3 points. They would move up to 4th place. Real Monarchs right behind them after picking up a victory. Orange County now in 6th. And you see Austin, Galaxy 2, San Antonio, and New Mexico all in the hunt as well. It's just 6 points would separate number 4 and 10. And so while Sacramento looks good on the standings, they have not secured that final spot quite yet. Tower Bridge Battalion, even some of the younger members, they're sticking around for this one. The Republic up by a goal. We'll show you how it happened right after the break. Welcome back to Papa Murphy's Park as the ponchos are out because of, well, yes, rain here in September. It's been rare, but it's been one of the rainiest Septembers now in Sacramento in quite some time. NorCal Honda bringing you your first half highlights in Sacramento. Well, it was the rain that's stealing the show early on in this one, but after a break, you could see it early on. Sacramento giving this chance in nearly an early goal by El Paso as Jerome Quesavetter not able to get it past. And so hail started falling on the ground, about pea-sized hail, and that said Rosendo Mendoza that would be enough. They would come back and Sacramento would combine well, and ball played in by Aleman, and Sacramento nearly turning and getting a goal from Stefano Bonomo. But again, we talked about him so early on in Toko with another good stop.
Yeah, great tackle. And Bonomo had a couple of those little opportunities right there with a touch and a quick shot sort of situation, but there's a good job by Bonomo. And here's obviously another great nod across the goal from Bonomo into Mahoney, and a great little follow-up goal on the back post by Emi Voltzman. A great little lob across the face, and really good effort there by Mahoney, in fact, to get up and nod it back towards that far post. Might have gone in without the touch of Emi Voltzman, but Emi Voltzman snags the goal for himself.
And trusting for Emi Voltzman to find that the player to be making a run. And then Sacramento, overall in that first half, Kevin, a lot of different attacks and gave them a lot of good looks.
Yeah, from a lot of different places in the field we typically don't see. In the one defensive area right here, Mahoney, poor decision. And Shuttleworth sees that ball sail just wide, fortunately for Sacramento, to keep things 1-0, keep their lead.
So Quesavetter with 2 opportunities. Sacramento 10 shots on the evening, but both just 1 on target. And neither side able to avoid the rain, but they came out. I thought they both came out pretty sharp considering an hour delay total from when this thing was supposed to kick off originally. So here we are. We haven't had rain since. And the field, though, Kevin, still a bit wet. How do you feel the impact of the grass played in that first half? Did it have an impact? Sacramento looked pretty sharp.
Yeah, I think a little bit. I mean, I think the obviously there's a couple puddles here and there, and everybody's socks and boots are pretty soaked. But the one thing I noticed here too in the second half that's not going to play to Sacramento's favor is that winds died down, and now it's pretty much a still, no breeze whatsoever. Whereas the first probably 30 minutes of that first half, Sacramento's going into that wind. So something to think about here in the second half, see if this wind picks up or not.
Well, free swag now being thrown out to the crowd who has hung around long enough to see the second half after sheets of rain fell and then eventually hail. But now the second half whistle blows, and here we go from Papa Murphy's Park. Another 45 minutes to play.
I think the important thing for Sacramento is the first 10 minutes of this. I know I mentioned the keys of the match, the first 10 minutes of the first half, but equally important, if not more important now, is to come out here and set the tone.
Antipoulos. And not going to be enough for Kevin Aleman. Really looking forward to seeing the matchup between McCrary and Kiffey, but they've had Alexi Vassetti really along that left flank, and Kiffey has stayed back. And Rebbione has almost had more freedom along that right side to move up into that final third. So we'll see if there's any adjustments from El Paso. And by the head coach, Mark Lowry. Young coach himself, brought a couple of players over from Jacksonville Armada. Good step, Bijev. It'll be a goal kick for El Paso. El Paso outside of the playoff pictures. Standings at the break. San Antonio able to sneak up. LA Galaxy 2 in the mix. New Mexico United right now is number 10. El Paso is going to need 3 points if they want to get back into the hunt.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the second half progresses. What sort of substitution changes Mark Lowry's going to make. You know, is he going to throw bodies forward? Good ball.
And into the hands and nearly juggling it around was Ketterer. It is eerie here, Kevin. I don't think we've ever had this few people here at a match. And the hard part is that many families left, especially if you have young kids. It's hard to stick around in the rain especially as coming down. Ine Voltson being held by Yuma. Ine Voltson still staying on his feet, showing his strength. And the Swede not able to keep the attack going, but good job to ward off the defender.
Look at all the bodies forward. You know, 3 or 4 bodies forward for Sacramento. And just unlucky from Ine Voltson.
He's a better. Laying it forward in Mendoza.
Hospital ball, if I've seen one.
Ross. Bassetti. Back to Ross. In stride, moving forward in the attack. El Paso's had a bit difficulty getting good looks. Bassetti with his right foot. Headed down. Here's a cleanup shot by Rebellon, and it's drilled into the net. And it's 1-1. A breakdown of the back line. And Brian Rebellon back-to-back goals. And he has now 2 in 2 weeks.
What a strike. The left foot little half volley and just absolutely hammers it to the far post. Take a look at this right here. Probably a high kick conversation, at least in my opinion, with Hansapolos.
And that's what he's asking for.
Oh, jeez. Just puts his laces through the back of that ball. Through the legs, it looks like, through the legs of Barahona, and then just over that right shoulder of Shuttleworth. And we got a ball game here. I mentioned the first 10 minutes, and here we go. 3 minutes in, we got it 1-1 game.
And the hard thing for Sacramento, here's a home match, and it's deafeningly quiet because of the lack of crowd, because of the weather that came in late. And so no crowd really to rally behind for Sacramento. They have to find it for themselves. Ball switched again to the man who just scored. And Rebellon, that second goal in as many weeks, is just his second on the year as well. He's a veteran. Throwing forward just outside the 18, looking for just a squeak of space. Played off and looking for a handball, and it will be called against Kevin Aliman.
Frustration shown here.
Simon Elliott up off the bench, and he may go and find his substitutions. Cameron Iwasa getting ready on the sideline. And Iwasa dealing with a sprained ankle that he received against Austin.
He's getting his shin pads on.
Pretty dangerous place here for El Paso, Kevin. As it'll be Alexi Bassetti.
Bassetti over this ball, and they also got Salgado. That left foot. Pretty good opportunity, a good distance out where you can hit this pretty hard. Still get under the crossbar, over the wall, under the crossbar.
It'll be Bassetti. This ball takes a deflection and just
off the crossbar.
Yeah, Bassetti had a goal in the 90th plus minute in the win over Colorado Springs, and set up Brian Rebellon a minute ago and nearly found a deflected goal there. On the corner here, Bassetti again. El Paso back into it after a goal 2 minutes ago. Ball driven well. Shuttleworth punches it away. And Sacramento counter. Bassetti again back in. Shuttleworth. Streaking Barona. Bija. And Sacramento respond. McCrary. Ine Voltson. Back to McCrary. Now here it's Aliman cutting through. Triple team coming. And a foul. And a little bit lazy defending from James Kiffey, something that we rarely saw in 3+ seasons here in Sacramento.
Yeah, just lazy, just kind of like lost the plot there, in my opinion. He's got 3 guys around him, Kiffey does. There's no reason for him to go in and challenge. We've got a substitution coming in here with Bonomo coming off and Mr. Cam Iwasa coming in.
So Cameron Iwasa making his return to in the lineup here as he has been out with that ankle injury. And so
they're going to wait, I think.
They might wait till after the free kick here.
It's a good position here. Decent, by the way, decent shift from Bonomo. One of the better games, in my opinion, that we've seen, especially with all the challenges that a day like today presents, but still, it's still the same old thing with him. Doesn't matter what happens, what challenges are thrown his way, still comes out here, puts in a good shift, works hard.
Had a couple of really good looks.
Bunch of good looks today.
Could not find it, I'll tell you what, Toko.
Good opportunity for Sacramento. This is a dangerous position with this in-swinger.
Kevin Aliman, his favorite left foot here. Ball driven, back post, and it bounces around. Mahoney just couldn't get his foot to it, and Alex Bassetti will send it upfield.
Not the best clearance I've ever seen, in my opinion, right there from Yuma. Gets the job done, nonetheless.
Sacramento, a better team in that first half of action, but El Paso has come back with a goal of their own here in second half of play. The Republic team has been the one that's hard to score on, just 32 goals all year. That's the third best defense in terms of goals allowed in USL Championship play. Talk about the advantage. I mean, especially as of late, it's been hard to get past Sacramento. Fonsapolos, we're going to find Cam for a first touch on the evening. Interesting is wet field and the rain that they had, and how Cam will try to not think about dealing with it, and Skondrich ran over Nick Ross. So for Cam, what's that kind of balance you run of working yourself in, getting your ankle back in game shape, let's say? And
if he's playing, he's fit. So I mean that's the way things work nowadays, at least in my opinion. I think Cam, if he's out there, if he's playing, then he's fit. They go through all sorts of testing. They talk to, there's meetings every week with the training staff. If they're going to put him out there, he's 100%. He might not be the most game fit, but game sharp, just because missing a few games, but still, fitness shouldn't be that big of an issue. Just got to go out there and find ways to connect and get yourself a goal. It's kind of interesting substitution too, Rob. I mean, we were in the 50th minute, sort of, or close to thereabouts. I thought Bonomo and Edie Voltson looked good together going forward, and to make that decision, I think he put, maybe because it's your your striker, Cam Owasu, hasn't been playing that much. Get him in as quick as you can.
trying to break a line, nearly peeling off his Iwasa. Maybe just get the team fired up. I mean, this is hard for a coaching job to try to, here's the game typically over by this hour, and now you're just starting the second half. McCrary cutting in, showing some good legs. Iwasa trying to switch it to the left side. That's it broken up by Sebastian Velasquez. Back to Cam, a little bit of room moving forward.
Well done, Barahona.
Ball sits down perfectly for Aliman. Cutting it back in, working his way around S. Ball delivered, and it poked away. Now it's a follow-up, but it's over the bar. A clean look for Sacramento, and they cannot convert.
I got Cam Owasu. He's got his arm up just before that ball comes in. Cam's not even looking at it. I don't know if he's trying to gesture to the referee, but take a look here. Kevin Allman did a great job. Good piece of footwork, moving the ball. Bit of a deflection off the post. He pulled the camera out. See, Cam's got his arm in the air for some reason. He's leaning back. Looks like this surprises him a little bit. Just a poor finish.
That bar has been tagged far post there 3 times tonight. Aliman, he's looked dangerous. And a collision and a set piece coming for the Republic.
Yuma again. And Kevin looks good going forward. Caution given.
There's a caution for Yuma. The second yellow card handed out. Well, this is,
there, Rob.
this is one of those magical spots where we've seen the best goal ever scored probably here at Papa Murphy's Park by Rodrigo Lopez, which led to a championship. And 6 years ago yesterday, the Republic beating Harrisburg City Islanders 2-0.
Where I think you want to almost try to use the ground to your benefit if you can. If you can get it over the wall on the ground just after the 6-yard box, it's going to pick up speed as it hits the ground. It's going to be really difficult for the Ketterer to judge how the ball's going to come off the ground.
Do you like any Wilson here or Bararona?
I like Bararona, to be honest. Just don't know if you can get the ball down quick enough.
It'll be Eni Volton. He's going to drive it. Well-driven ball. And Ketterer slapped it away and had to come out and retrieve it out of his 6.
Not going to step in there.
McCrary's going to use the turnover to his advantage, finding Aliman. Iwasa wants it in front of him. Good turn from Cam. And it just sailed a bit on the first hop. Republic have made El Paso a bit nervous after their turnovers several times tonight. Not able to finish on that one, but a good driven ball gives yourself at least a chance on that set piece from Eni Volson.
Yeah, I think that's a lesson to everybody tonight. The wet surface, the wet conditions, follow everything up. You know, assume that the ball's going to be juggled.
Here's a ball. Here's Cam.
Oh, keep going, Cam.
Ketterer able to get out just in front of number 31.
Oh, I can't hesitate just a little bit.
And Bararona is not happy as he is whistled. Excuse me, as El Paso is whistled for the foul. It's Pisavetter.
That's it, Sam! Come on, Sam!
And he's holding his ankle a little bit, but look at this, another substitution for Simon Elliott, Kevin, as Sam Warner's coming in for Billy and BJ.
They're going to the bench early here tonight.
I think Simon wants this win here. I think he understands it's a pretty important victory at home.
Yeah, you know, I think it's a good decision right now, too. When Cam was stepping up, I thought, you know, a better or different substitution would have been Sam Warner. And I think, you know, tonight for Bijev, just not his best stuff. You know, we all have those games, not throwing any, you know, sort of ill will that way, but I think just not Bijev's best stuff tonight. Couple Advil, go to bed, wake up tomorrow, repeat.
A warm shower, too, after a cold night like this. Again, Sacramento still staying dynamic. A lot of different looks from this Republic side. Overall, they look like the better team. Good hustle from Drew Skundrich. That's exactly what he's in there to do. And it slows the attack there, even though it's a throw here for Nick Ross and El Paso. And last time these two sides met as a 3-1 victory on May 18th down in Texas. And Pisavetter with 2 goals. Drew Skundrich did score, and that was 1-1 at the half. And then 2 second-half goals by this El Paso side gave them the victory early on. And Rafa Diaz gave his first start in a USL Championship play for the Republic. Ball driven through. Here's a chance for Cameron Iwasa trying to come through. Big stop by Ketterer. And it had a good look from Eni Volson. And then it was Iwasa on that backside.
You got Ketterer down now as well. Great ball, great through ball. I think it's from Villarreal. Great little touch on that. Good save by Ketterer, staying big.
Another good look, and all smiles as Jordan McCrary knew that was an opportunity missed. And Eni Volson nearly had number 7. Looked like he was potentially going to try to find Cam running to his right. And then elect to take the shot, and Ketterer comes up with a save as is needed to keep this at 1-1. No substitutions yet for El Paso. 2 for Sacramento as Iwasa and Warner have come in for Bonomo and Bijev. Republic will get it on the restart. Republic 4 straight unbeaten, 3 wins and a draw. Bararona Lets it go. Battling with Sebastian Velasquez.
Don't foul. Don't foul. Just work your feet. Good job.
El Paso being pressured by Sacramento. Piece of Vetter turning inside. Cutting back to his outside to Mahoney. Mahoney with a good step and wins the ball. And the crowd loving that effort by number 5. Switching the field. Aliman. Aliman so quick on the ball tonight, and even the last couple of matches. Fully fit and healthy. This is the type of player Todd Donovan realized he was getting when he saw this kid healthy. Here, chance for Eni Volson. Eni Volson just trying to find some room. He tried to lay one forward for Skundrich, and Skundrich making a solid run. And again, Ntoko there to just bump Eni Volson off his line enough. This ball hangs up and it's out of play. And another mistake by El Paso. Sacramento's got to convert one of these mistakes here. Round's been given a lot of room in the midfield. Eni Volson coming down with it. Here's Warner. Warner's going to cut it back. Was looking for a teammate, and Yuma just stood his ground, and El Paso able to take another Republic attack going, and a foul is a cut underneath. Matt Mahoney can't believe it. This wave of pressure coming from Sacramento, quality possession after quality possession. If you're El Paso, are you feeling a bit nervous? I mean, this defense has been asked to do a lot, especially guys like Chiro and Ntoko have come up with some pretty solid plays for the visiting side.
Yeah, they've been great. I think the last couple minutes, the last probably 10, 15 minutes, Sacramento's finding their form after that, after they conceded early. You know, moving the ball, playing well, getting themselves into good spots on the pitch. Just need to find a way to get themselves, to get something on target, give themselves a chance.
And Jerome Kitzebetter out of the match, not able to get one through, had 2 good looks, and it'll be Aaron Gomez, a 25-year-old from Mexico. USL Player of the Week, week 27, 3 goals in 2 matches earlier this month. And he is now on to see if he can break the tie for El Paso. An hour plus in, Sacramento still applying pressure.
Step.
Giffey is not moved up the field very well today. McCrary finding Iwasa, moving forward. And looking for relief. He'll find it behind him in McCrary.
Everybody behind the ball right now, parking the bus.
Which doesn't really suit El Paso all that well. Here's Sam Warner now. Warner looking to turn. Back with his right foot, defended well by Omar Salgado.
Great job, Omar Salgado getting back, still hitting the deck, able to get up and still block that cross.
Warner, hard driven ball, looking for Eni Volson this time. Fox able to find the feet. I mean, honestly, Kevin, are you looking, if you're El Paso, for counterattacks this time, just trying to slow down the attack from Sacramento, or?
I think they're just trying to come up for air. A chance to breathe for a second.
Iwasa, he hits the top part. Back for Eni Volson, gives it a ride.
That's unlucky from Cam. That's a really good piece of skill from him. Gets the ball from that position, is able to drive the ball, keep it on target. A couple more inches lower, it's in the back of the net, but good job by Cam, finding some space. Absolute thunderbolt here. Takes a touch, gets his head up. That's a tough ball to hit kind of underneath your feet, and to hit it that hard with that much pace.
It just sailed a bit on him.
It did. It just kind of took a weird little move halfway through the line. Looked like it kind of rose a little bit off that crossbar, but great job by Cam from that position.
Warner looking for Aliman, and it's Ketterer who slaps it away.
For a catch there if you're El Paso, but.
And out of play, here's a throw for Sacramento in pretty good position. Would have been a thunderous strike from Iwasa. That was delay, and now Alexi Bossetti is asking for a substitution. He's just going to fall to the ground. Out comes the trainer. Well, that's a bit odd. So we'll see the second substitution for El Paso as Alexi Bossetti's evening is over. And Sebastian Contreras appears to get ready to come to this match. 2 goals, 4 assists on the year for Contreras. Looks like he got a shot with an arrow here. Seems to be walking fine. I'm sorry. Well, anyway.
See, that would drive you crazy as a manager. Seeing like it looks totally fine. He's walking. I'm probably got like calf or something, nagging injury, but like no, I'm good, coach. I'm done today. I'm done. Pull me out. Just pull me out. I'm good.
It's
good
cold
for today. It's wet. I don't want to play today.
Yeah. I thought you might walk off about 10 minutes into that downpour.
Yeah, that first wave.
That
That was close. That was close.
Start the car.
Yeah. The heater going.
McCrary, nice little move to get it into the 18, but no help there. And Hatsapoulos is going to be whistled for the foul.
It's not a foul. Just because there's a reaction by the player.
Aaron Gomez.
Fans don't like it.
Displeasure being shown and heard. 1-1. Rebayon and Eni Bolton each with a goal. Back heel from Contreras, who just came in. McCrary able to defend it well enough and send it out to play. Contreras from Argentina and made his professional debut in 2012 with Atletico Venezuela. Kiffy, back to Ross. It's been rare for El Paso to have the ball on this side of the field. Last time we saw that was a goal by the Texas side. Ross looking to switch the field to the right back. Andrew Fox played a little bit in England and Sweden, now lays this one forward. And Kiffy and Hatsapoulos colliding. Kiffy all the way into the attack, moving back forward again. McCrary gets a poke on it and pushing this team back again, now in the middle again. Mahoney able to hold it down.
Great layoff.
And the hold from Nick Ross coming late on Eni Bolton.
Make up call. Silly foul too.
Mendoza is going to say no more to Hatsapoulos. Yeah, it's going to be off El Paso throwing for the Republic. And make sure you join us at Pop Murphy's Park this Wednesday, October 2nd. LA Galaxy 2 come to town. Kickoff is set for 7:30. More Than Pink Night tickets are on sale. And it does not appear that we'll see this kind of weather we saw here tonight play a factor on Wednesday. Although I don't think any of us saw this at 2 o'clock this afternoon as well. Maybe even say 5:30 this evening. There's torrential downpours that seemingly came out of nowhere. McCrary into Iwasa. El Paso seems to have a bit of burst of energy here. This ball's played to Salgado. Mahoney. Valrono's got to get it out. Ross. Contreras. Back to Bobby Shuttleworth, 4-2-1 in his career with Sacramento since joining the club. 3 shutouts. The latest coming last weekend on the road in OKC. hard time keeping up with Aleman tonight. In fact, just about everybody's had a hard time keeping up with Kevin Aleman. He's looked good. They need him here. Sacramento wants to get one more goal in. Try to pick up a victory. Ball through, Eni Voltson. Yuma. Bit of a bump as Sacramento looking to build something here. Regain possession back. Put El Paso a bit on their heels. Skundrich will play to his back line to Hansopoulos. Cam.
Great turn by Cam.
Yuma, he makes a mistake. Here's Warner. And that sails to the river. Another breakdown from El Paso, Kevin.
Good look, right? They're taking something real special to get the back net, but still, either don't take that big of a swing or take a touch and find somebody to combine with. Take a look right now. Just cleared up perfectly. Set up on a tee for you for Sam Warner. Fortunate call for Sac right there. Sam Warner didn't believe it was his ball.
Rebellon with the step. Velasquez moving forward on Skundrich. Getting through. Rebellon looking for a cross. He'll send this one in. Here's a chance for El Paso. It's the side netting as Aaron Gomez was squaring up to get one good look on Bobby Shuttleworth, and fortunate enough for Republic fan.
5 defenders for Sacramento around him. And still Gomez manages to get a shot off. It's got to be a little better than that, in my opinion. Take a look. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, you see 4, 5, 6 defenders. All within 3 or 4 yards. It's too slow, too sloppy by Sac.
Contreras. Velasquez. Back to Contreras again, the Argentine. Finding Salgado. Salgado swarmed instantly. Republic have not given him much room. Kiffy's going to whip this ball in, back post. Pretty good look. Salgado is Barona falling down. El Paso trying to find a late goal here. Ross, he's going to size it up, and it's going to fall into the bleachers. Does that ever happen where you've hit one in to the north end of the field and it's not found a single fan?
Empty.
This is obviously due to the weather, the hail that caused about an hour delay overall in this match.
Come on, Kevin!
I like what Sam Elliott has done here. He has made all offensive substitutions to try to get another goal and get those 3 points. Ball took an interesting hop there, nearly a mistake. Skundrich. And that was a mistake by Hansopoulos, allowing Velasquez and El Paso to build. And it'll be Dariush Formella at the next opportune time for Sacramento to come into this match. Too many possessions now here for El Paso where they've been able to at least get a shot off.
It looks like it's opening up the second half right now. It's more space for El Paso. It's going to create more space for Sacramento as well once you get the ball. It's going to be a goal here in the next 10 to 15 minutes, in my opinion. Who's going to come from?
So you can feel it Or that's the cold seeping in. Yuma to the back turn. Mahoney, another solid evening. Plays this one to Aliman in stride. Left foot tap, got Eni Voltson and Iwasa. Trying to find a little bit of space. He's gonna play it to the other side to Warner. Warner and Rebellon. Now Velasquez to come and help. Warner, hard driven ball, Skundrich into the arms of Logan Ketterer.
Skundrich might have been able to reach for that a little bit. Get the best angle up here, but a decent ball in by Sam Warner.
Contreras, fresh legs off the bench. He's had a bit of an impact, as is Gomez. Room in the midfield, Velasquez. Rebellon angling in against Barona. Hard driven ball over the face. And Shuttleworth and company will watch it slide away, and we'll have a substitution. And Kevin Aliman is coming off. And Dariush Formella. So Derek Formella back with this club after missing last week. To head back home, and the unfortunate passing of his father, and the emotional goal that we saw, the game-winning goal against RGV, and he did not tell a single person what had happened until he told Hansapolos right after the goal. And you see Harris just absolutely shocked and many admiring the courage of Formella to come in and play that match and then get a game-winning goal. And it went viral and shared several million times. And a pretty incredible story. And now Dariush Formella back with the club. See if there can be some late game magic from number 9. Kiffy switching the field. Good poke. Iwasa. Played right behind him, but Formella. A decent play. Mistake, and they capitalize. El Paso able to get out of danger. Skundrich coming back.
It's a good play right there. Great job by El Paso. Little toka to get out of trouble, and then a good tackle from Skundrich. Skundrich tracking back and working hard, getting the ball back for his squad.
Polos breaking the line. Iwasa, he has help. Now it's Eni Voltson, and it's Ketterer again.
Great job by Sacramento. Great build-up play. Entry passes, comes in, comes out, back to Hansapolos. Good ball in the box. Good combination play. Good first touch by Cam. Finding Eni Voltson. A decent strike on target.
Skundrich, bit of pressure, Velasquez. Such a wiry midfielder. An attacking mind. Now he's playing it forward to Gomez. Gomez laid it off to Kiffy, who's finally in the attack. It's been most of the evening where he has sat back, but as soon as Alexi Bassetti came out of the match, Kiffy has moved forward much more often and given El Paso a better look. It's going to be another good look for Sacramento. They've hit crossbar, they've hit the far post. And Ketterer's come with a couple of solid saves to keep this at 1-1. A couple of key misses for El Paso as well. Isovetter thought he had one on Bobby Shuttleworth on a mistake from the Republic, a turnover, but somehow it skimmed off the post as well. And Skudridge tackling Ross.
A card for his efforts.
Former co-captain of the Stanford side, all Pac-12 member. Might be a final substitution. Could be Andrew Beckett. Becky will come in the next opportune time here. Not sure the idea there from Andrew Fox. Still at least 5 minutes here in this weather-delayed match between Sacramento and El Paso. Iwasa has got help in front of him. It's Warner. Warner directing traffic. It's Skundridge, his former college teammate. Warner trying to slice through. Kiffy able to save it for a moment. Now Pleck over the top. And Bolton wasn't quite sure if it was for him or Formella. Tower Bridge Battalion still hanging in there. They've moved to the center of the pitch, but they're going all in, trying to will this team to a victory here at home.
Sacramento needs to be patient in the next 5 minutes, Rob, in my opinion. Don't force things, let it happen. Let it organically grow.
And the draw does not hurt Sacramento. Obviously, a win's going to be better. A little back heel for Meany Volton. Now he's going to try a little more trickery. And it's Formella on a big swing.
Good block. Keep the pressure. Keep the pressure on.
McCrary trying to draw a foul as he tumbles to the wet turf.
Second ball here.
The pressure we've seen from Jaime Villarreal this evening too. Velasquez trying to spring a teammate forward. Good poke from Hansopoulos to Gamble. Really love Formella on that left side. He loves to sneak in, try to get something going. Here's Eni Volton trying to collect it, shielding back to goal. Yuma pushes him down, won't get the call. Now a counter as Gomez as Hansopoulos tackles him, and that will be a yellow card for Republic center back out of Greece. So James Kiffy's night is over, and Drew Becky into this match, the 26-year-old Canadian, and played part of the year with OKC in 2018, but has returned to play once again for Mark Lowry. He was in Jacksonville. Becky now making his 15th appearance for El Paso here in the 2019 campaign. About 3 minutes left in this match here. Sacramento with 44 points, and a draw would keep them in 5th place. A victory would propel them to 4th. And a turnover by Sacramento. Yuma looking for help. El Paso has had some luck on that left side. Cross by Bassetti, set up the Rebellon goal to tie this in the second half of action. Mahoney was able to look in a header to Ini Voltson, and now Formella drawing the foul.
Don't want to give away set pieces in the last couple minutes of any game, especially one that's even. The big bodies like in Poco coming up.
And lumbering up though. Sebastian Contreras. Ball kept low. Ini Voltson to the inner heel. Becky back for it. As Fox was the target, and shouldering it back from Jordan McCrary to give Bobby Shuttleworth some opportune time to keep this push for Sacramento. Can they find some magic in the final moments? Pick up 3 points to get right back into that top 4, and a chance for a home playoff match at Papa Murphy's Park. Shuttleworth.
Offside.
I saw some distributions from Shuttleworth warming up, and just absolute lasers. Just trying to replicate that there. Has not had many opportunities to build from the back. Fox. There'll be a lot more time. I think many people thought here's a chance. A little mistake, and this could be bad for Sacramento. Shuttleworth has to slap it away, and a follow-up, and it's now 2-1 in the final moments here in this one at Papa Murphy's Park. Is an unbelievable mistake, leads to another goal for El Paso, and instead of a point, the Republic may not get one at all.
There's a comedy of errors right there. Just a long ball onto that far post. Omar Salgado is able to get a head on it, and it's Shuttleworth just is absolutely no man's land, and as it comes out and tries to punch it out, maybe a catch is the right choice here. Just it's Mahoney. He probably does exactly what he needs to do, to be honest. Shuttleworth, just Mahoney, just a poor decision right there, and a great finish actually by Gomez. It's a tough ball to hit.
4th goal on the year for Gomez. And again, Sacramento, the better team in the first half, got the goal, had a lot of quality looks. And in the second half, a couple of substitutions, including Gomez, really changed the look of this El Paso side. Game opened up a little bit. That mistake there now. And it leads to the second goal for the visiting Locomotive.
Yeah, you see the passion down here on this bench for El Paso. These guys, like we talked about, it's a must-win game for them, essentially, to try to make it into the playoffs. And really kind of a smash and grab. It's a silly foul right there. A smash and grab sort of game. All the issues, all the challenges with the delays and the weather.
And on
Sacramento playing really well that first half. Come out and concede early, and really I think El Paso probably had 2, maybe 3 chances in the second half, capitalizing on 2 of them, obviously, and Sac hit the bar twice in the second half. Unlucky, bad breaks. Call it what do you want to call it. Either way, got to get a goal here to get a point.
Still 2 minutes. The way Republican playing, there may just be a chance. And now they're fighting for a point. Skundrich Looking to play it into space for Iwasa, and over the top it goes from Rebayon.
No foul, no foul, no foul. There you go.
Substitutions left for either side. Iwasa.
Well taken.
Amy Voltson. Ball whipped in hard. Shielding was Hansapolos. They're bringing them all forward, trying to will themselves to a goal here to tie this and get a point back. Looks like they're on their way to 3 after a solid performance. Now this ball sent in deep from McCrary and sent out of play, conceding a corner. El Paso now allowing Sacramento a good chance here, and here comes Bobby Shuttleworth in what may just be the final 20 seconds or so of this USL Championship match at Papa Murphy's Park.
It's a magic here. We worked for it, Rob. We worked for the magic.
Ball driven in. Just hung up a little bit too high as Shuttleworth now has to get back. Sacramento. Yuma.
Hook it in now.
And Shuttleworth trying to beat Salgado and does. Formella turning the corner on Contreras. Now he's going to punch it back through. Hansapolos, wrong direction. Sam Warner. Warner, driven well. Camrawasa, Contreras again, and Rebayon will send this ball upfield. Mahoney, still time for Sacramento. Mahoney, right back, Hansapolos. Warner loves it from this spot. Now has some help for El Paso, though. Warner trying to sneak it through. Ball deflected. Here's a chance, one more for Sacramento, out of play, and it will be a goal kick for El Paso. That looked like the opportune time, but Sacramento could not find the back of the net.
That's probably it, but still, good fight here the last couple minutes by Sacramento. You got to look right here. Great job by Sam Warner. Driving down to that end line.
And that is the final whistle. So a rainy and stormy night ends in a disappointing loss for Sacramento. And El Paso now puts himself right back in the playoff picture. And the Republic will not earn a point here at home, as Thomas Inivolton was able to strike first. But then the second half and everything changed for the visiting side, and they were able to score 2 goals. Very few opportunities. They would take what was given to them, and they would get 2 goals, and it's all smiles for the visitors here tonight at Papa Murphy's Park. We'll take a break, come back with final stats and highlights. Don't go away.
Registration is open for the Republic FC Young Olympians program and school break clinics. Experience a fun and professional environment of top-notch soccer while learning individual skills and techniques. To register or for more information, visit sacrepublicfc.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for spending your evening here with us. On behalf of Republic FC, my name is Jamie Coffey. Drive home safe, have yourself a great night, and we'll see you back here October 2nd. We're done. Everyone get out. Where does this go? All right.
Full-time highlights brought to you by NorCal Honda. And early on, it was a game that was delayed by the weather. Sheets of rain, a bit of hail, and early on, Sacramento had a good chance at it. Stefano Bonomo and company were active early on, and then you had a nice flick on from Matt Mahoney, finding Thomas Eni-Voltson after the delay resumed. And Sacramento was looking good that first half of play, and that started it all.
It was a great job by Mahoney, and then here's the finish. Probably a high boot with Hans Sapolos as he's waving his hand, but what a wonderful strike here. Look at this, just gets to the left, laces through it.
And Rebellon back-to-back goals, 2 on the year now. And that would be a big one, as it would tie the game at 1 apiece. And then, again, coming another opportunity. We saw 4 or 5 chances from both sides here. Either hit the post, hit the crossbar, and just didn't go in for either side.
Yeah, not the most risky challenges there, but here you go. Good piece from Kevin Aliman. And really the big piece of this is, check out Iwase. He's waving his hand right there. He's got his hand up in the air. I don't know if he's looking for a handball or what he's looking for. But either way, he's not really tuned into the play. He's probably got a call for, actually at least an appeal for a handball. And the ball just sails over the crossbar, and then it's absolute thunderbolt right here. Great strike by Cam. You see how quick that touch happens, how quick the release is. Touch, strike, and he hits the ball hard right there.
And that ball goes in. And Sacramento's probably sitting back, and you probably...
It's a completely different story, and this is just unlucky. You know, Mahoney, like, what do you do here? You need to have conversation, maybe a better communication between your goalkeeper and you. And you can take a look here. I mean, this is Shuttleworth. He's pretty close to the goal line when he's serving that ball, hitting that ball out. He's got no other choice. I think it's just unlucky. Communication solves that problem. And there you go. You know, the 90th minute, 85th minute. You know, your mind goes, your legs go, and your brain goes. So.
And Gomez getting the game-winning goal for El Paso. Sacramento for the second straight match, out shooting the opponent, but not able to pick up the victory. So the Republic will look over to the man of the match, brought to you by Papa Murphy's. And I think Matt Mahoney overall, though, we saw that one mistake at the end there, but solid performance, got the assist tonight, and defensively
he looked
played
great.
really well.
But he looked great defensively. You know, the first half he had a couple opportunities, 1v1 defending, and showed his, you know, I think his patience, if anything. Did a great job, I think, on both sides of the ball. Unlucky for, you know, conceding that last goal, the last couple minutes, but still good performance by Mahoney tonight.
Slowed a piece of effort for most of the evening as well. Upcoming schedule Wednesday, right back. Sacramento has a chance to right the ship once again and try to find themselves in that Final Four. Now, mind you, they're still playing well. They're still in the hunt of it all. So they have 4 big matches left in the season. We will see you on Wednesday night, and hopefully the weather is just a little bit better than what we saw here tonight. For our entire crew that braved this weather, kept the lights on, the cameras working, and the mics going as well. For Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. We'll see you on Wednesday night, right back at 7:30.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.